Metal Up World, this is CJ with cjortiz.com and metalmotivation.com. This is the first of a new 5-message series I'm doing entitled Follow Your Head and Your Heart. Now, this is all being shown in my Life Domination online coaching program, and you can learn more about that if you visit the link below. Follow your head and your heart. I'm sure you've heard someone say in the past, maybe you've said this yourself, be sure to follow your heart. When people are struggling as to whether to date somebody, they say, well, follow your heart. When talking about a pursuit in life, they will say, follow your heart. For all these diverse decisions that we have to make, we continually hear, follow your heart. But is following your heart necessarily the best thing? I don't think so, but I think we all know that. I think we all know we must have a balance. The challenge, of course, is to follow not only your heart, but to be sure to follow your head. Now, we don't want to follow just our head either, because that can lead us into other areas that lack passion, that lack emotion, that lack desire. We do things for mechanical or mathematical reasons, and we forsake the human element, just that aspect that makes life vibrant, that emotional dimension. But you want to follow your head and you want to follow your heart. For a lot of us, we really believe that somehow the heart is going to lead us into the right thing. For me, it's about as silly as saying, life is going to work itself out. And if you've been listening to me for any length of time, you know I don't really care for that statement. Life will not work itself out. The only life that's going to work out for you is a life you don't like. Follow your heart and you don't know where you're going to necessarily end up. Emotion is not necessarily a healthy guide. Why? Because emotions are like thoughts. They can change with circumstances. Emotions are like whims or desires. They can compete with each other. You get around one area of life and you get motivated to do that. You get around something else and a new desire pops up and you get motivated to do that. So it's hard for us to center in on the one thing we should be doing because we're being led by our desires, led by our emotion, led by a deeper part of us that, yes, can give us valuable and true information, but not all the time. I'll often say that if emotions are governing the way you look at your circumstances, then your circumstances will most certainly be exaggerated. Think about it. When you look at any circumstance that you face, obviously when it's negative, you're going to make it much, much more than it is simply because emotions get involved. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, making mountains out of molehills. Well, that's what emotions will do. Emotions will exaggerate. Like you've seen people who wear very, very thick glasses, their eyes get very big. Well, that's what happens. You exaggerate or amplify what you're looking at when you're too governed by your emotions. But what do I mean when I say follow after your head? Well, the reason being is because unlike the heart, the mind should be governed or has the resources to be governed by wisdom. To be governed by wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You need that aspect. Because if you think about it, look at the world that's around you. Look at all the wonderful things that we have created over thousands of years. Look at our technology and innovation. Look at every aspect of our lives. Everything that you see and experience, whether it's this technology that we use, whether it's the transportation systems that we use, whether it's the waste systems that we use, food, you name it. Everything is governed by laws. Laws of electricity, laws of engineering, laws of physics, laws of flight, right? Laws of combustion. All of these laws, mathematics, they all govern the world and experiences that we have. So the majority of the world that you experience each and every day is mathematical. It's governed by determined absolute knowledge that does not change. 2 + 2 = 4 will never change. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and find out that 2 + 2 = 5. These are unchanging, absolute truths, absolute knowledge. That's why we built the world around them. Who would want to wire their house with electricity if it only worked 75% of the time and the rest of the time it started fires or it blew up or it didn't work? We would not wire the world electrically if it didn't work 100% of the time. Now set that over against the information that you get from your heart. So you really, really want to follow your heart? No, you want to be able to follow your head and your heart, because with mathematics, things like wisdom and knowledge and understanding, they don't necessarily tell us about desire and emotion. Those things we use different ways of harvesting knowledge about. So you need them both. So my challenge to you and throughout the series is going to be live with the balance and discover what that means and what it means to pursue after wisdom and knowledge and understanding, to know how to differentiate and discern between the two, and learn how to create a healthy balance that really makes you into an effective and pursuant individual who understands their abilities, understands the desires of their heart, what they need to go after, can be in relationships and be a source of love and affection and compassion to others, all the while not being moved by everything they see, not being disturbed by everything that they encounter, but they're able to remain stable and well-grounded, operating in wisdom, operating in knowledge, operating in understanding. Can you dig that? I hope you can. So if you'd like to see the rest of this series, you're welcome to do so. You'd have to sign up for my Life Domination online coaching program. It's easy to do. Just visit the link below, metalmotivation.com/Life Domination Coaching. This is CJ, the Metal Motivator. And remember, in whatever you do, don't suck. Metal up.